Hello, Syngap land. My name is Michael Graglia, and this is episode 36 of Syngap 10, your 10-minute weekly briefing on everything you need to know about Syngap 1. Today is Friday, November 19th, 2021. 5 things you need to know. Number 1, citizen recruiting is going great. We got a 2-week extension on the deadline from Citizen, and we are filling it up. There are 10 spots left. Great job, team. If you are a Syngap family who has not yet signed up for Citizen, it is the largest study of Syngapians on Earth. The data is made freely available at no cost, anonymized, to researchers all over America and other countries. Please sign up right now. It is free to you. We cover the costs as SRF, and it is such an important way to accelerate progress for our kids. 10 spots left in the current cohort. If you do not get in these 10 spots, you're not going to be in the data set in 6 months. You'll be in 12. Just sign up. Number 1, 10 spots left. We're killing it. Number 2, Giving Tuesday is next Tuesday. Not Thanksgiving Tuesday, the one after, November 30th. Syngap.fund/GT21. Create a team. Let's start fundraising. Create a team. Let's start fundraising. Syngap.fund/GT21. Syngap Roundtable is Friday, December 3rd. Syngap.fund/RT3. Lots of great speakers. Free to sign up. You should be there. Okay, let's talk about studies. ORCA study. I'm told from the Duke team that they've had enough interest to fill their spots for Syngap. I don't know. Assuming everyone qualifies, we should be good. So if you've emailed them, good job, probably in. If you're like, wait, I wanted to do that, too late. Sorry. These studies are huge opportunities and they go fast. And guess what? The people who are been interviewed, the fact they've got their Citizen and they can just pop it open and be like, oh, here's my genetic information, blah, blah, blah. Amazing. Citizen is making life easier for everybody, the researchers and the participants. Fraser study. If you want in on that one, that's 3 to 18 kids with the eye tracking tool. Very, very cool. Dr. Fraser is so cool. Email Corey, Corey at syngapresearchfund.org. And then for the adult study, this is so important, guys. They're all important, but this one near and dear to my heart. Because guess what? We're all going to have kids who turn 18. And then we're all going to have to explain to new doctors how to deal with an adult Syngapian. And you know how many publications there are on that right now? 0. There's exactly nothing focusing on transition to adulthood. A little bit in the Neurology 2019 paper, but broadly speaking, there's a whole lot of nothing on this topic. So if you have a Syngapian who's 18 or over, I'm begging you, sign up for this study. The way to do that is you go to the consent page, syngap.fund/adults. Boop, click submit, fill in the stuff, click submit. Let us know. Tell us you did that. Lauren at syngapresearchfund.org. Lauren at syngapresearchfund.org. After you go to syngap.fund/adults and submit. And then we will send you what? We will send you links custom for you where you can fill in the study. This is so important. I cannot emphasize it enough. All right, that's good. That's what you need to know. I want to do something cool today. It's Thanksgiving next week, right? So we should be grateful. So what should we be grateful for? I'm grateful for this team because let's get clear, folks. I'm just the talking head at SRF and a little bit the traffic cop. And I go to a lot of meetings. But the incredible work that gets done by SRF doesn't get done by Mike. It gets done by a team/family that is very dynamic and growing. And I want to give shout outs to a lot of the people on that team. I'm going to, let me apologize. I'm not going to get to our international friends. I'm not going to get to everybody. And I'm hoping I'm skipping all the people who don't want any public recognition. So I'm probably going to screw something up. But here are the people I remember to say thank you for. And I want to tell you about them because it's an amazing family we've got here and you should be a part of it. Aaron, Olga, and Rebecca, the old guard. These guys were some of the first diagnosed families. They have been working tirelessly for Syngapians forever. And I'm grateful for their friendship and their leadership. Virginia and Hans, amazing, right? Virginia created the Syngap Global Network. Virginia helped us launch Citizen. Virginia ended up going and working with Citizen where she still is. Syngap mom at Citizen, keeping an eye on things. Amazing, amazing leader. And then there's Hans Schlecht, of the famous Hans of the ICD-10 and 11 codes. Read about those and a lot of other things that Hans is still working hard on. Both of them, if you remember, by the way, we wrote an article way back when, in the pre-podcast days, about how it takes a village. And we do acknowledge a lot of our international friends there, but we also talk about Virginia and Hans. So if you want to read more about them, the link's in the show notes. That was actually written by Joe Ashline, who is another one of the old guard, right? Diagnosed with a teenage Syngapian and just jumped right in and has been so helpful writing some really great stuff for this community. So check out Joe. She and I did a webinar that's on our webinars page. Let's keep going. Marta, Vicky, Peter, Callie, Summer. Heavy hitters, right? So Marta and Vicky. Marta, tireless leader, a mom of a Syngapian. Vicky is the one who showed up and was like, Mike, we need SRF in Latin America. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like a lot of work. She's like, don't worry, I got it. SRF Latam, FUNDRAISESYNGAP.org. Vicky Arteaga, amazing. Marta and Vicky, quite a duo. Peter shows up. The way Peter let us know he existed is he launched like a $27,000 fundraiser or something crazy. I'm like, who is this guy? Next thing you know, he's on the board. He's like, let's raise some money. How do we do this? What do we do? What do we do? Tell me what to do. I'm going to do it. Force of nature. Peter's incredible. Callie and Summer. Callie's currently helping us with the studies. Both of them served on the board last year. Really grateful for their support and their friendship. Pavel and Jess in New York. I take an entire podcast to tell you about all the things that Pavel and Jess do, but it's a lot. And they do it fast because they're New Yorkers. Quintessential New Yorkers. Nancy, Karen's sister. That epic gala, the Karen movie. Now she's by the way, Nancy and Vicky and Alexis, who I haven't even told you about yet, are all on their way back as we speak from an incredible event with Global Genes focusing on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Nancy was actually a speaker. She was talking about taking care of adults because of the whole Karen experience. Nancy's wonderful. We're so blessed to have her on the board. And then there's Sydney, right? Sydney's in PA. She's raising Emmett. She's married to Brett. They do the UFD Tech fundraiser. This year they raised $150,000 with the Cannonball. Last year they did a 24-hour live stream, raised something like $40,000. I mean, it's an amazing family. Amazing family. So kind, so hardworking. Really, really helping us with the CHOP relationship over at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Really grateful for Sydney and her husband. The Tavillas. I mean, it'd be another podcast right there, right? You got Ernie. Just, what can I do, Mike? The mom's raising the kids, and then Ernie's sisters. There's this Ernie's got a lot of sisters, and Stella is on our board, and Sandy is just a tireless volunteer who I keep saying, like, she's like, what can I do, Mike? And she does it again and again and again. Amazing family. So this is what I consider the crew. I feel like these guys have been around for a while, all of them. And I'm so grateful for them. And then there's what I call kind of the newish wave, and it's a little blurry because people get diagnosed over time, but directionally, there's Alexis, who I alluded to, right? Naya's mom. Amazing story there. Syngap.fund/Naya. She's really passionate about diversity, equity, inclusion, and that's a hugely important topic that I'm very supportive of. So I'm excited that she's with us. Corey Baysden. This lady, force of nature. She has it's like she's kind of like Peter, kicking it in the doors. How can I help? What needs to get done? Who can I talk to? This community is blessed to have Corey. Jen and Dan Robert. Web stuff, design, all the graphics. If you've noticed, our visual game is much tighter these days. That's all Jen and her sister. Amazing work. So grateful. Suzanne Jones. Remember that epic fundraiser just happened? Boom. She got diagnosed, did the fundraiser. Now she's calling me, Mike, what about this? What about this? What about this? How can I help with this? What about this? Have you talked to this guy? And I love it. I love it. Because no one can do this alone. No one can do this alone. You need these people. You need to grow the team. You need to bring in all the energy so that we can do this impossible thing we're trying to do. And that's not impossible. This very hard thing we're trying to do, which is identify and accelerate therapies for our kids who are very sick. That's why we're here. Remember, we're just blessed we get to do it as a community and as a family. Caitlin, Kasper, Mike, want to do fundraising? Let's do fundraising. I'm like, go talk to Peter. Caitlin and Peter. You're going to be hearing from Caitlin soon. Amazing. So excited. So much energy. Frye, Ashley and her husband, Kevin, same answer. They're in it. They're working hard. They're saying, how can I help? They're throwing new ideas at me. I'm so lucky that they're here. So that's it. When I sit back and I look, and I apologize for anyone I've skipped. Did I talk about Lauren Perry? I don't know if I talked about Lauren Perry. I don't know how I didn't talk about Lauren Perry, because to be clear, I could not get through a day without Lauren Perry. Lauren Perry is like just full-time at SRF. She's working so hard. She helps with everything. She makes so much get done. I almost want to re-record this because I obviously almost skipped Lauren, but I'm not going to re-record. I'm just going to own it. Lauren is essential, and everyone in this community knows her because she does everything. We're lucky to have her too. So I want to keep to 10 minutes. Thank you to all these people. If you're a prayer, keep them in your prayers. Be grateful. Be grateful for this community and this team. And if you're not a part of it, call me. We have work to do. We got kids to help.